Hey guys, hey. So today we're going to do the reading for August 23rd. And today's reading is called Enduring Hardship. Okay? So let's start with the Bible verse. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Okay, now here goes the explanation. Creating a diamond is, for the transforming coal, a long and painful process. Simple carbon undergoes an immersed refining pressure that produces a wholly new creation. We might just see a cloudy rock at this stage, but there is another refining step to be taken. After the stone cutter does its work, a precise, shining diamond emerges. Magnificent, glittering, brilliant. When we endure hardship, the long and painful process can seem unfair. But our life stories are written by a compassionate creator who is crafting a masterpiece. He is refining us like the diamond into something entirely beyond our imagination. And we can rejoice in the beauty he is creating. You may not see it now, but it's coming soon. Here's the prayer, guys. Father, show me the emerging beauty under the surface of the hardships that I face. I submit to you, to your process, and trust your skilled and loving hands. Let me come out of this situation stronger and brighter, shining for you. Okay, guys, this is very beautiful to me, and it touched so many different, everything. It touched everything inside of me. Okay, we're gonna go over it again, okay? I like to go step by step. So, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. That's a beautiful verse, right? Basically summarizing everything. Let God finish its work so that, so that we won't need, we're going to be like the diamond, just perfect and toned and ready to flourish and to go, That's literally all I have to say for the verse, okay? If you understand it, good. If you don't, I'm sorry, but we're going to move on to the explanation. Creating a diamond is, for the transforming coal, a long and painful process. Okay, so here let's start with long and painful process. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is literally like life, Like I said before, we've all had our life experiences, our pains, our struggles, we've all gone through hard things in our life, right? And we are all here. Everything that we've been through in life has brought us here to where we're at today. So it's been, I don't know for you guys, but I think most of us have had very painful processes. There's beauty and happiness in between it all, but there's a lot of, as time goes by and as we grow and we mature and we experience life as humans and, life, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, we go through a lot, and a lot of these things can be very painful, and sometimes we're in situations where we feel like we might not be able to come out of. And, so this is beautiful to me because it's just reminding me how the painful process, we might continue to go through painful things in life, but since we know we've been through very painful things in life that we thought we would never overcome, and we're here shining right now, and with with God by our hand, because without him, then who knows where we would be at. We probably wouldn't be able to go through things. So, with God, our higher power, so that's a beautiful reminder. Long and painful process. I feel like that's what life is, It's full of love and happiness and joy because we find all of that beauty and because we find all that love and beauty, and happiness and peace inside of us through God, right? Through God, through our higher power, through whatever, like everybody is, through me is through God. That's my higher power. And so I think that's beautiful because it's a beautiful reminder that long, painful process doesn't have to be negative. There could be beauty and peace and so much good within all of that once you get through all of that. So simple carbon undergoes an immense refining pressure that produces a wholly new creation. It's like every little sentence in this explanation I'm loving, right? Undergoes an immense refining, immense, right? Which means huge, tremendous, like a lot, right? Refining, it's refining you, it's transforming you, it's like, it's making you better, like it's just, it's beautiful. Pressure that produces pressure, right? Refining pressure. And this also, it reminds me also like pressure, the pressure in life. We go through so much pressure, the pain, the suffering, the struggles, all of the rocks in our way, all of we stumble and fall through our life, through our our path, through our like our whole life journey. We struggle and we fall and we have the word was on the tip of my tongue. We have like so many things to overcome, so many challenges thrown at us, so many very tough ones a lot of times, and so the pressure, it's just like this diamond has, it gets pressure. Us as human beings, like we're a diamond too, and we are also, refined with immense, pressure, like that produces a whole new creation. So all of the things that we go through in life, everything, all the bad, all the good, all the hard, always look at, guys, the hard things, the painful things, the struggles in life, everything that, that hurts so bad. They're huge key points, and they're huge, they're very meaningful to our future, to the shaping of our future, the creation of what we're becoming, through our journey, like our, what we were sent in this earth for, our purpose, our purpose in life in general, just our purpose for being. And so it's whole, it's produces all this pressure, all of this immense pressure, just like with the diamond, how it's creating a new creation, a beautiful new creation, just like that with us human beings in life. All of this immense pressure is giving us, it's creating a new us, Today's us, everything we're going through today, it makes us stronger for tomorrow's us. It makes us better for a couple years from now, us. It makes us a stronger us 2, 3, 4, next year, 5 years from now, tomorrow from now. It builds us and it makes us better into that beautiful, it makes us shine brighter like the diamonds, it's literally like that. Just picture it. Look at yourself that way. Look at your life in that way. And that's how it is, guys. That's exactly how it is. And the more you understand this and the more you accept that that's how it is and that that's how God works in our life, the more like flavor you get from it, the more you enjoy it, the whole life journey. And it's beautiful. The more you enjoy it, the more you appreciate it. Okay, we might see a cloudy rock at So it says here, right? We might see a cloudy rock at this stage, right? Comma. Now let's pause there. The way I'm interpreting this, obviously, is like we might see our life today, whatever we're facing today, whatever struggles, whatever complications, whatever challenges are being thrown at us today, it might look a little blurry. It might look, a little blurry, a little foggy. It might not look cloudy like it says in here. It might not look so clear. It might look a little, right? If something looks blurry or cloggy or cloudy, it doesn't look pretty, right? Because like if your eyes are blurry or if they're cloudy, you're like, oh, it looks pretty ugly, It looks so things might look a little ugly today. Whatever you're going through, whatever negative things are happening to you, struggles, pain, right? But right at this stage today, listen, right? It might look like that today. But there is another refining step to be taken. So basically it's like, so hold up, hold up, be patient, continue praying to God, continue, having faith in the Lord, in God, in your higher power, continue doing, continue praying that God leads you, that God is by your side, that he gives you strength to overcome everything with him by your side, right? And just hold on, right? There's another refining step to be taken. So you're being refined. Just wait. That fogginess, that cloudiness, the ugliness that it looks like right now, whatever it is that is in your life right now that looks like that, just be patient and hang in there. It's going to be more refining tomorrow, and you will see. You will see. And the more time goes by and the more life goes by, and the more you pray and the more you are, with God by your side through everything, because without God by your side, you won't be able to see all these beautiful things that is being talked about. You can only see the beauty and the peace and the beauty and all the pain and the struggle and the challenges when you have God by your side and when you're in prayer and when you have that relationship. Other than that, it's going to be, very hard for you or almost impossible for you to see the beauty that I'm telling you guys about in all of this. Okay. You really have to see, have to look at all this, but you have to have God by your side and you have to have that connection and that communication and have faith and pray about it, So to be taken, here's the step, right? After the stone cutting does his work, after God does his work with us and with creating us and refining us like the diamond, like the person does the diamond that God's doing with us, a precise shining diamond emerges. So that's when we finally come out nice and shiny, emerging, okay? After all of this toughness that we're going through, but we're still maintain faithful. And we maintain, nothing's perfect. We're not perfect, but we maintain our prayer and our faith and God by our side. We're going to come out shining and we're going to have peace and we're going to see the beauty in it all, right? Shiny diamond emerging, magnificent, glittering, and brilliant. So we're finally going to see the brilliantness in our lives, just like the brilliantness that we see in our beautiful shiny diamond. Okay? When we endure hardship, the long and painful process can seem unfair. So the way I see this is like, sometimes we go through things in life that feel very unfair to us. Moments when we're thinking like, why me, God? Why does this have to happen to me? Like, why? It doesn't seem fair, right? When we're going through something that's really, really hard in our lives, like why me? What? I'm sure you guys have probably found yourself in situations before where you're just thinking like, why? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, why am I in this situation? Like, am I that horrible? Like, so can seem unfair, right? There's things that we go through in life that seem very unfair to us. Like, do we have to go through this? It's not right. It's not fair. It's very painful. It's very hard, you know? There's things that we go through that almost break us in life. And we're just like, how did I end up here? Why? Why? So, as long as we're by God's side, eventually we will realize, once we get through that, we will realize the purpose of that, because we will realize what we learned from that, what we got out of that, how that transformed us, how that created the who that we are now, you know? But our life stories are written by a compassionate creator who is crafting a masterpiece. So our life and our purpose, and we are being created by a perfect God who is crafting us as a masterpiece, guys. He's making a masterpiece out of us. We just need to have faith in the process and have faith in God, and you know that He's making us shine like a diamond. And we gotta love ourselves exactly how we are, with all our struggles, with all our imperfections, with all of however we are, because God sees us perfect. God's perfect, and you know, God loves us. You know, He sees us perfect with our imperfections, because He loves us unconditionally. He loves us, you know, regardless of our mistakes and in anything that we do. God loves us the way no one in the world, like, it's an unexplainable love. So, you know, learn to love yourself and learn to have faith and trust in God that He loves us so much that He's creating the most perfect outcome for us, right? And we all have a different perfect outcome, a different perfect you know, purpose in life. And just embrace it, you know, and love it, accept it, and embrace it. Embrace yourself. He is refining us like the diamond into something entirely beyond our imagination. So this one I like, because it's like, this reminds me of when we have something for ourselves planned in life and we want things to go a certain way. And then we go through something and we're like, wait, this is not going the way I want, the way I had planned. Like, why? What's going on, right? And then sometimes we complain. It's like, you know, God, right? He's refining us, right? So we got to trust in Him. We're not refining us. God is refining us. So God is refining us into something entirely beyond our imagination, right? Whatever we thought we had in mind for ourselves, whatever we thought we had planned for ourselves, and planned for our life, and whatever we thought would be the best for us, God always has a better plan. And sometimes that's why your things and your plans and your goals don't come out as you would want or as you thought. You know, because why? Because God has another plan. God has something better for you. And sometimes we can't understand that, right? Because when we don't get what we want, how are we going to understand that? Because we're going to be focused on, I'm not getting what I want. Why? You know, we want to get what we want. We can't understand. We can't see past that sometimes as human beings. But that's why we got to just learn to trust the process and to trust God's process and to pray and to be happy with whatever God gives us, because eventually we get to a point in our lives where we're like, oh my God, I'm here. This wasn't what I had planned. This wasn't what I had envisioned, and this isn't what I had planned out for me. But oh my God, I'm so happy that I'm here. You know, like, I'm so glad I'm in this situation. I'm so glad I'm in this place. I'm going to give you guys, I have two examples that come to mind right now. One example, let's say we want a job, right? No, three examples now. Two are job related, one's romantic relationship related. Let's say you want a job and you apply for a job and you're like, oh my God, and you didn't get the job, right? And then you're like, man, I didn't get this job. Like, I wanted this job, and you just feel like, why? Like, didn't I deserve this job? And then you're not happy because that was your goal. You know, your goal was to get this job and you didn't get it. And you tried to do everything you could to get it and it didn't happen. And the next thing you know, something happens along your life and your path. And whatever, right? A friend could say, hey, apply something can happen, apply here or something. And then you apply. And next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, this is such a better job that it didn't even cross my mind that I could be here. Like, it wasn't even a goal for me because I didn't even think I could get this. Like, it's just, just things happen in miraculous and mysterious. God works in mysterious ways. And that's one example, right? That we might want to get one job and we might not get it. And it makes us sad. We feel like failures. And then next thing you know, we're like, oh my God, I have this job and I would rather have this job 100 times more than the job I applied for. So then you think, thank God that I didn't get that job, because if I would have had that job, I probably wouldn't have, been in the situation where I got this job now. So that's how, that's just an example for me to tell you guys, like to have faith in God and his creation and how he's creating us and how he's refining us, and that, like how it says, refining us into something entirely beyond our imagination, right? Like in our imagination would be, I want this job. That's your imagination. But then you didn't even think that you could get this other way better job and God just gave it to you. That was beyond your imagination. That was like, whoa, like I didn't even know, but God had it all planned out for you, right? So that's one example. Another example is like, let's say, nobody likes to lose their jobs, right? Like I would hate to lose my job, honestly, So like, that's another example, right? Nobody likes to lose their jobs, but let's say you lost your job for some reason, right? And you're like, man, you feel bad, you feel stressed and depressed, and you feel like a failure because you lost your job. It's something that you've probably been there for several years now and you were comfortable and happy. And the next thing you know, another better, bigger opportunity comes and you have a so much better job in the future. And you're like, and then you look back, right? You've been at this job for so many years. And then you look back and you're like, oh my God, if I wouldn't have lost that job for whatever reason, I wouldn't be in the situation I am now. And now I'm making like 3 times more. It's just an example. This is an example of how personally it happened to me in a way. Before COVID, I had a job, right? And I was making very little money, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I was making like every 2 weeks, if it was a good paycheck, it would be about $800 right before COVID, okay? That was what I was making. And then COVID happened. And they furloughed me, right? So they said, oh, we'll call you back when work picks back up. You're not getting fired, but when work picks back up, we'll call you back. And, then the COVID happened. I got unemployment and I was like, man, I lost my job, right? But after that, my unemployment checks, as some of you guys know, were way better, like almost double. They were better than what I was getting paid at my job. Not only that was a little improvement, but then when it was about time, like I was done with unemployment and I started looking for a job, I found a job that paid me significantly better, right? And I was happy at this other job. I was there for 6 months, right? I was there for 6 months. And from that job, after being there for 6 months, I went to another job. And this other job was even better benefits, a better pay, a better schedule. And now I've been there for a little bit over 4 years. So that's just another example, guys, like how things happen. So yeah, it's like, I was sad, I didn't want to lose my job. I didn't get paid that much in that job that I had before COVID, but I was comfortable. It was an office job. I was working on a computer, I got to like snack on like snacks while I was on the computer. It wasn't too much strictness. Like I got to do a lot of things, like use my phone to make calls because, like I got to do like the computer, the phone, like, it wasn't like, oh, put your phone away, this, that. I got to dress like cute. I got to dress like, I was going to an office with my high heels on and like my skirt. And I loved that part of it, like I got to go to work cute and like with my hair done and my, like I said, like my skirts and my high heels. So I was kind of comfortable. You know, it was a morning job. It was a 9 to 5 job, I guess you can say. Um, but the pay was like not the best. Honestly, the pay sucked for me. Um, but yeah, I was like, oh man, like I didn't know what would be my next job, and I'm so happy at my job now, you know. And it took little steps, but you know, a lot of things just like that happened in my life. There's been so many things, bigger things, harder things that have happened in my life that I'm like, why? And I can't understand why these things are happening to me. Like, you know, and like, let's say when I leave my job the most, like, why? You know, I have all of these important things to pay. Like, why? But then later on, you're at another point in your life where you're like, that's why this had to happen. Because if this wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be here. You know, if that wouldn't have taken place the way God made it take place, I would not have been here in this situation now. And I wouldn't be this happy. Is that you like, it's just, you know, it was for the better for me. And I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now, you know? So that's taught me to have faith in God and his transformation and how he's creating something that for me, he's creating me in a way that's beyond my imagination, you know. That's so, you know, just, you know, learn to do that, guys. Learn to have faith in God and to just, you know, and then he'll show you and he'll teach you, and you'll learn more and more to just relax and have faith in God, because he'll keep proving you every time that, you know, he comes through. Okay, guys. So now, the next, right? Entirely beyond our imagination. Oh, here was another example. I don't know if you guys have ever been like in a relationship, right? And you don't want to accept that it's ended. You don't want to let it go. You don't want to get over it. You don't want to let that person go. You're like, you're trying to be stubborn to hold on to that when you know it's been over, when you know you're not happy there. You know, why you want to hang on? So many reasons, different reasons, you know? But then, you know, you have to let go, and then it hurts, and then you go through a breakup, you know, you go through a heartache and pain, and then you're in another situation where you're like, oh my God, why didn't I let go of this situation a long time ago? You know, like, who would have known I would have been this happy now? Like, you know, so that's another situation in a romantic way of just letting God, you know, he's transforming us, he's creating us, we're learning, and the way he's creating us and he's with us, you know, through everything that we go through is transforming us and informing us, for us to learn, to take in, and to accept, and he's preparing us to be ready for what he has for us next, you know. So that's just another example. Now, and we can rejoice in the beauty he is creating, right? So I'm rejoicing in the beauty that God's creating in my life, in me, you know. Little by little I get to trust him more, and I'm not saying it's perfect and I'm always like, yes, this is happening to me. No, no, no. It's always hard. It's always a struggle, but through prayer all the time, you know, nothing's perfect, nothing's easy, but through prayer, you're like, it's fine. You know, I'll see a brighter tomorrow. Like, I'm sure there's a purpose and there's a reason for this. And you just learn to accept things like that and to see things in that way. And then you can rejoice, you know, then you just learn to be happy in that beauty that he's creating. You may not see it now. You may not see it now, but it's coming soon. Okay, guys? So if you guys haven't seen it now, then it's coming soon. Just be patient. Keep praying. Keep that relationship with God, you know, and so, yeah, guys, just keep that relationship with God, and he's going to show you, you know, he's going to show you, and he's going to continue to show you. He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. He continues to show you more and more and more and more and more throughout time. And then he, you know, you learn, and he teaches you, and you just learn also just to have faith and to trust in his process more and more. And it becomes stronger and stronger the more you practice. So, it's coming soon, guys. Now the prayer down here. We're going to do the prayer, and Father, show me the emerging beauty under the surface of the hardships that I face. So pray, guys. Like I said, you know, we're going to always, nothing's perfect. Just because we pray and we're on God's side doesn't make our life in this earthly world perfect. We're still going to face struggles. We're still going to face pain. We're still going to face, all kinds of things. But just pray that that he shows us so that we can see, right? Because we can't do anything by ourselves alone. Everything with God is possible. Without God, nothing is possible. Under the surface of the hardships I face, so pray that he allows us, like I'm praying, right? I did my prayer, but I'm just saying, like, pray so that he allows you to see the beauty and all the good things that are coming and that are already there underneath the surface of all of this hardships that we're facing, because believe it or not, like with prayer and with communicating with God and that relationship with God, through all the hardships, you still learn to find peace and happiness and love. Okay, I submit to your process. So I submit to his process. Tell him you submit to his process. Submit to his process. Okay, I'm telling you guys, submit to his process. Have faith in his process. And it says, and trust your skilled and loving hands. I trust your skilled and loving hands. This is just me adding extra. I trust that they're creating me, that they're forming me into a better me, the me that I have been sent here to be, that I have been, promised to be, and the me that I just, there's another word, but I can't get it. Let me come out of this situation stronger and brighter, shining for you. So whatever situation, whatever you guys are facing right now in this second, just have faith, pray to God, let me come out stronger and brighter. Everything we go through makes us stronger, makes us brighter, makes us more knowledgeable, makes us smarter, makes us more prepared for things in the future so that we can react to things better in the future. So we could take things and take them in better. So stronger and brighter, shining for you, shining for God and shining for, us. And obviously for him, because, so yeah, guys. There's the reading for today. Lord, it's me again. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Daily devotion. Toodles.